Hello everyone and welcome to TI Day 1 of the bracket stage. We got 4 matches going on here. We're going to go through all of them today, so we're going to have a big old blast. So let's get it on with the first game. So first up on the docket was Team Spirit versus Iron Wing. The scoreline looks pretty clean. The games were anything but. Iron Wings pushed Spirit through into a 63-minute opener, which went quite well for both teams, but Spirit pulled out, and then after that, a 45-minute fight where Spirit looked pretty dominant and composed to close out both maps, so that makes them go into the next round easily, and Iron Wings go down into the elimination zone, which is the lower bracket. After that, we had the clear favorite of Team Vision versus Bet Boom. So that matchup went 2-1. That was quite a bit of a shocker, to be honest, because especially the second game went really well. So the first game was pretty fun, especially towards the end, where Vision didn't really manage to break the high ground well after getting mega creeps. It was pretty weird. And then we had a bit of chaos with 8 divine rapiers at one point, but they got it out in the end. Then Bet Boom slapped back into the second game, went pretty well with that one, and then Vision said we take that personal and went off in a complete great game. We had a great performance of Satanic, but I feel like the most standout player of that game was Ducalis on the Winter Wyvern, which you've been seeing probably a clip about that while I was talking about it. It was a pretty dominant performance, I would say. And with that, Bet Boom go down into the lower bracket as well. The third matchup we had was Yandex versus Team Liquid, and Team Liquid did that what I was scared of them doing in my predictions before TI, my pre-TI predictions, where I said if Liquid doesn't manage to hold up the pace, they get kind of screwed over. The first game was pure insanity. Liquid was behind, came back, lost the game in the end thanks to some crazy shenanigans, especially Nisha made some questionable decisions, but Mike and Watson both performed out of their minds, so that was kind of the battle that we had in that one. And then game 2, Yandex controlled the whole game. They gave Saska the bounty hunter, and he never looked back. He controlled the whole game, and the tempo was completely on Yandex's side. The carry IO helped out quite a bit. We did have then the mid Slark, which worked out well, while Liquid tried to avoid the mid Slark, who was a counter to the Ember Spirit by putting Ember Spirit in the safe lane on Mickey, while they put the Wind Ranger in the mid. That gamble didn't play off at all. Mickey fell pretty hard behind, and Yandex exposed that pretty badly. And after that, honestly, they never found their footing, and Yandex closed that one out 2-0 pretty easily. And now for the last series of the day, it was Team Falcons versus Enigma Galaxy. It was a fun back and forth, 2-1 for Enigma Galaxy. The Falcons fall down to the elimination bracket, but gotta say, honestly, it was a fun series. The first game, Falcons dominated, caught them off guard with their Center Husker lane manipulation, but Enigma found their way back into the second game with some excellent map coordination, especially thanks to the Bounty Hunter and Mirana. They played well. And then the Decider turned into a long game where we saw a lot of fights happening there. We saw Enigma Galaxy leading for a while, then failing a high ground push, bringing Falcons back into the game where they went kind of nicely on. We were about the 60-minute mark where Enigma Galaxy found the last step they needed for this one, got on top of Falcons one last time, pushed them to the brink. We didn't even see the TF5 items, but it was a fun matchup. And I'm satisfied that that was the last game for this day. So let's go over the little stories of the day. And these are honestly kind of simple. We went on with having Spirit go very dominantly through the Iron Wings. Then we had Vision slipping up a bit, but still taking it out. Liquid, who completely failed my expectations, and Enigma Galaxy, who pulled themselves out of a hole that they had in the first game. And I would say with that, I'm 3 out of 4 for the first matches. And I'm excited to see tomorrow because I would say right now, gonna be a very exciting day. We got our 2 elimination matches. We got Iron Wings versus Bet Boom Boys. Not the other name. That's not being allowed here. And the other matchup is Team Liquid versus Team Falcons, which is a very interesting matchup because I feel like those two teams are very similar to each other, and we will see how that one goes. Definitely, it was a wild day. I would say pick up if you want to watch one specific match. I would say pick up the first one of the Team Vision versus Betboom matchup because that was just insanity pure. Or game 3 of that matchup as well, or well, the third matchup of Nigma versus Falcon. So you can't go wrong with a lot of the matches today. However, I would say it's a wild day. It's quite late, and soon we're gonna get up there tomorrow again. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.